Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Tim Jamal, and he's here on behalf of the South Orange County Community College District. Well, thank you for joining us. How have you been?
I've been doing well considering. Thank you for asking. How have you been?
Good, good. I'm sure things have, vastly changed since the last time we spoke, and everybody's been trying to adjust, but tell me a little bit about what's going on in the district.
Wow, there's a lot going on. There's some empty space at the same time, so I think you can understand that. Well, last spring when the COVID virus really spiked across the country and here in Orange County as well, we were in mid-semester at Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College, and in fact, I was actually taking a course myself in film study. So I witnessed firsthand this unbelievable transition that was made mid-semester. Literally over 3,000 courses were transitioned in 1 week from in-person to online. And I just happened to see it firsthand, having been a student in one of our courses. And I will say this, that it was amazing what our faculty did. Many of them had not taught before an online course. Of course, a handful had hybrid courses and had been teaching online, but most of our classes and sections are in person. Mm-hmm. And to do it on a week's notice was really amazing, and to see it. And I was really, I really felt great about what our faculty did, but I also felt really good about our students because I was a student as well, and they were calm. They handled it with poise. No one panicked. I think they preferred to be in class, and having sat next to them for 4 weeks and then the last 4 weeks being apart, I think the students handled it extremely well. And I was really impressed with that transition.
So obviously since then, they've all been online. And now what's happening moving forward?
So most of our classes are still, in the fall, are still online. There are a small handful of, labs and other classes where they can come on campus with proper social distancing, but the overwhelming majority of classes, over 95%, remain online. And so that is, the campus is technically closed to the public, but open to students and certain faculty and staff who need to get on campus. But that's the current situation. It's a challenge. It really is. It is a challenge to make that adaptation because some courses are not as conducive to online instruction as others. For instance, labs are not. Chemistry courses that require hands-on nursing we have the second-ranked nursing program in the country here at Saddleback College, and so not having the ability to do the things they need to do in person with as you can imagine, being a nurse, having to give a flu shot online is really challenging.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But you guys were able to secure an awful lot of PPE stuff, though. So is that helpful? And is that being used for teachers, or what's that doing? So
we've been able to secure I think over 40,000 surgical masks. And some of the PPEs come from the state to the community colleges and to Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College. Mm-hmm. So those have been distributed to faculty and staff, our employees and students. Mm-hmm. And that's continuing. That's an ongoing process. So, we will continue to evaluate if we need additional PPE, but I think for now, of course, at the beginning, no one was really ready and prepared for the distribution of PPE that was needed. But I think right now we are stocked and are able to provide what is needed at the moment.
Perfect. Well, that's good. You were able to adapt and get what you needed, and you can just kind of take things from here. Some exciting news. You guys have your stadium is almost completed, or is it completed?
Yeah. So that's it is completed. So we've recently signed off on the completion of the stadium, and this is I mean, this is decades in the process. So the former stadium, and I being very generous when I'm calling it a stadium, the former area where we used to have a stadium was put in place decades ago, over 40 years ago.
Yeah. So
we were in dire need for a new stadium complex. And so I'm really pleased, as you just mentioned, that we have finally completed construction. It's an 8,000 seat multi-sport stadium complex. I don't know if we have any aerial photos of it. We had some pretty good drone imagery of the stadium complex. And it's gonna have 8,000 seats, a electronic scoreboard that's 40 feet, a press box is dedicated to radio, television, live stream broadcasts. There's 2 dedicated football practice fields, a soccer field, and a track facility. And I think that obviously it's going to benefit the athletics programs at Saddleback College, no question about it. And they are, we have top athletic programs at Saddleback and Irvine Valley. Mm-hmm. We transfer a lot of student athletes to four-year universities who often get on scholarships there. Right. But it's also going to be used for the community. So now for community events and also high school athletics. So Santa Margarita High School had already played their football games there at Saddleback. So we're really, this is the community's facility. It's available for high school athletics, for CIF, athletic play. Other high schools will be able to use it, other community events. It's really it's literally decades in the making, and we have alumni who are, who are so proud of where it was and where it is today, because they remember what it was like. I don't know if you ever went to the old stadium. I mean, there weren't any even restrooms that were really accessible. You had to
like run out, and I know
long distances. Now we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. Oh, so that's good.
The only thing is we don't know when we're going to be able to do a proper ribbon cutting.
Exactly. No, that makes sense. I mean, gosh, won't it be great if maybe after I don't know if it'll happen before the end of the year, but if it's after the first of the year, let's just, go 2020 away and 2021, then you can have a really big blowout.
I mean, and that's a great point. I mean, we want the community to be aware this is now complete, but we also want to be able to use it and have a proper recognition ceremony.
Okay, well, keep us posted on that one for sure. And then a couple of other little things here. You've got there's a free Orange County bus rides for students. So who qualifies for that, and why did you think that was important to have? Yeah,
because we know that one of the costs for students that is a hardship for them is transportation. So in order to address that hardship, and I really give credit to our associated student governments, they took the lead in reaching out to Orange County Transportation Authority. They've been working on helping students get to campus and get to classes. Obviously, now there's not a lot of traffic on campus, but eventually there will be. Mm-hmm. And I think having, the ability to get to class really mitigates the financial hardship for many of our students who have, not only the cost of having a vehicle, but also gasoline costs as well, and just maintenance costs of using, your vehicle, because we don't have any housing on campus. All of our students are commuting from one form or another, whether it's, their parents' home or their home or their own apartment, or they have roommates. They have to get to campus in some way or another. So having this available to them free of charge is really significant.
Yeah.
And our students, they really drove this process, and so it's very impressive what they're able to do.
That is awesome. And then you guys have
available. So it's available to all students, not just the full-time, part-time, even the non-credit students. Like when I took a class last spring, I could have utilized it.
Hey, then you don't have to worry about parking.
I agree with that.
Because that, that can be challenging at any college. Let's talk about a new addition you have.
Yes. So this is pretty significant for your viewers to know. So we have a chancellor who's our CEO of the community college district. We have almost 3,000 employees, over 1,000 part-time, full-time faculty, $400 million operating budget. So it's a significant entity. But we have our two colleges, Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College, and each college has a president. And we're very pleased that we've hired Dr. John Hernandez. He's recently started at Irvine Valley College. Mm-hmm. He's come from a neighboring college, Santiago Canyon.
Okay.
There are 4 community college districts in Orange County, so he came from the Rancho Santiago Community College District. And I think he's going to be great. I mean, the thing is, we started the interview process in person and then completed it online. I mean, he showed the ability to understand what the great things that are happening at an IVC, like the transfer rates are in the top 5 in the state. Our students are, have a number of cooperative work programs with local businesses, but I think he also understands that there's going to be adaptation because he's coming in the midst of COVID-19. And I think it's really, I think he has a strategic view of education for the future. There are going to be some classes that are going to remain online. There's going to be some that will remain hybrid. There's some that will go back to full-time in-class usage. And I think he's taking a look at that. And I think he understands there's challenges and there's opportunities, definitely more opportunities, because they're both great colleges, and IVC is just one of the jewels of our community. To have affordable education like that in the heart of Irvine, and our students benefit from having the access to that kind of education. So I think John gets it, and I think he's going to be a fantastic addition to IVC.
Yeah, well, that's really great that you're able to secure somebody like him. Really quick, because we're out of time, just do a real quick thing about the students that you wanted to tell me about that did a food drive.
Yeah, so we have, what's great is that there are food pantries at both colleges. So we have one of the issues I mentioned was transportation. There's also food insecurity as well. And so I don't know the students personally, but I'm aware of what they've been doing, and it's really awesome. I mean, they're going out to local farmers asking for donations, and I mean, collecting over $3,000 in food and giving it to the rescue mission. The OC, rescue mission is one of our partners that we work with at the district. So I mean, that's amazing. And both IVC and Saddleback have their own food pantries. So if you get a chance, you should really take a tour see what they're doing there. Yeah. I mean, and in the past, Saddleback College has had a farmer's market once a month that's available for the community, mm-hmm. for food and fruit and vegetables that are free of charge to the community. So, I mean, it's really awesome. Our students, they have big hearts. They want to help people. And when COVID happened, they stepped up even more than they normally have. So, all right. So proud of them.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for the update. I really appreciate it. And we'll touch base with you guys again.
Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
And we'll be right back after this.